Hello guys, today we are going to be crocheting this simple cute cap. It's going to take less than an hour. So for this tutorial I'm going to be using Yeye yarn, and it is a 3-ply yarn, so I will be doubling my strands. As you can see, the strands are too thin for me to work with. I'll be needing my 3.5 mm hook, a pair of scissors, a measuring tape, some pearls, and this small hook. I don't know the size, it was just labeled 1 to 10 in the pack that I bought. So I'm going to start by making a slip knot like this, and then I'll grab my hook and let's get on with it. So I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch to make a magic ring. So I'll slip stitch. Oh, sorry about that. I'm just going to slip stitch like this. So if you don't know how to make a traditional magic ring or magic circle, however I want to do it, there's a hole in there. So that's what we are going to be working with. You can always chain 4 and start your work. Then now we are going to chain 3, and that is going to count as our first double crochet. So into our magic ring we are going to place a double crochet, just like this, and then we are going to chain 2, 1, 2. We go back again into the magic ring. I will place another double crochet, a second double crochet, and then we are going to chain 2, 1, 2. Then we'll go back into our magic ring with another set of 2 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and then we are going to chain 2. So practically we are going to do 6 sets of 2 double crochet stitches separated by a chain of 2. That is the number we are going to be starting with. So just keep repeating this till you have 6 sets of double crochet stitches, and then I will show you what to do next. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're just going to chain 2, and then we'll make the last one into the magic ring. We are going to place 2 double crochet stitches, and to close this round off we are going to chain 2, since all the sets are separated by a chain 2, and then we are going to slip stitch into the 3rd stitch of the chain 3 we did at the beginning of the row. So you're just going to go in there with a slip stitch, and we are done with our row 1. To proceed to row 2, we are just going to slip stitch so that we can get to the next space and start our row 2. So slip stitch, and then slip stitch again into the empty space. Then you chain 3, which is going to count as our first double crochet. Then you place another double crochet, we chain 2, and in that same space we are going to do another set of 2 double crochet stitches. So this is like an increase. There, it is an increase. Then we'll go ahead and chain 2. Then we'll go to the next space. You're going to place 2 double crochet stitches, 1, 2, and then we chain 2, and into that same space we are going to place another set of 2 double crochet stitches. Now we are going to chain 2, 1, 2. we go into the next space and we place 2 double crochet stitches. Then we chain 2, and in that same space we place 2 double crochet stitches. We are going to repeat this all round. As you notice, we are doing an increase, so it's 2 sets into every space till we come back to our starting point. So now that we are almost ending our round, we are going to chain 2, chain 2 to separate that set right there. Then we are going to slip stitch by going into the 3rd stitch of the chain 3 we did at the beginning to close off our round. So we are done with our round 2. We are just going to slip stitch all the way to the empty space so we can proceed with round 3. So we are now at the space. We are going to chain 2, chain 3, sorry. In that same space we are going to place 2 more double crochet stitches. Then we are going to chain 2, move to the next space and place 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, move to the next space and place 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and into every space we are going to be placing 3 double crochet stitches separated by a chain 2 all the way around till we get back to our starting point. So we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we will slip stitch into the 3rd stitch of our chain 3 to close off the round. We are going to slip stitch all the way to the empty space. Now that we are at the space, we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we are starting our round 4. So we are going to place 2 more double crochet stitches, and then we'll chain 2. Then into the next space we are going to place 3 double crochet stitches, and then we'll chain 2 and place 3 more double crochet stitches into the same space. So we are doing an increase into the 2nd space only. So we'll be doing non-increase, increase, non-increase, increase. So we are going to chain 2. There we go. We place 3 double crochet stitches in that space, which is not an increase, and then we chain 2, and then in the next space we are going to do an increase by placing 3 double crochet stitches separated by a chain 2, and then 3 double crochet stitches again into the same space. And this is the pattern we are going to repeat all round so we come back to our starting point. So chain 2, go into the next space. It should be non-increase, so just 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3. Then we chain 2. The next space will be an increase, so it will be 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the same space. So non-increase, increase, non-increase, increase, and we're just going to repeat that all round so we come back to our starting point. We have gone all round and we ended with an increase, chain 2, and we are going to slip stitch to close off the round. So slip stitch into the remaining stitches till you reach the next space where we are going to start our row 5. So we have made it all the way to the space. This is how your work should be looking. Then we are going to chain 3 and that's going to count as our first double crochet, and we will do 2 more double crochet stitches. Then we chain 2 into the next space we're going to place three double crochet stitches. Then we'll chain 2. Into the next space we are going to place 3 double crochet stitches. So for this round we are not doing any increases. Into every space we are placing 3 double crochet stitches separated by a chain 2. You are going to repeat this all round till you come back to our starting point. Okay, so this is how my work is looking right now. So cutesy. So we are at the end of our round. We are going to chain 2 and then we'll slip stitch into the third stitch of the chain 3 we did at the beginning of the round to close off our round. And so we are just going to slip stitch all the way to the next space as we have been doing. Now we made it all. Okay, so for round 6 we are going to chain 3 and we'll add 2 more double crochet stitches into that same space. We are going to chain 2. Into the next space we are going to place 3 double crochet stitches. We are going to chain 2 and we are going to do an increase in the third space. So you do your 3 double crochet stitches, then chain 2 and do another set of 3 double crochet stitches into the same space. In our previous round our increase was in the second space. For this round 6 our increase is in the third stitch. Now we're going to chain 2 and then we'll do 2 more spaces of non-increase. So do 3 double crochet stitches, chain 2, do 3 double crochet stitches into the next space, chain 2, and then in our third round, that is where we are doing our increase. So we are going to place 3 double crochet stitches, then we'll chain 2 and place 3 more double crochet stitches into the same space. And when you are done, you chain 2 and you repeat this pattern all around. Non-increase, non-increase, increase into the third space, non-increase, non-increase, increase into the third space. Repeat that all around till you come back to our starting point. So we chain 2, we are at the end of our round. Then we are going to slip stitch to close off the round. I think this will be my last row of increase. We are increasing into the third stitches. So I'm just going to slip stitch to the next available space to start with round 7. And let me just measure to show you guys. This is what I consider as my crown at this moment, and it is at 6.5 inches, and that is good for me. So no more increases. I'm just going to be repeating this round 7 that we're doing that, so I have the length of my hat. So let's chain 3. In that same space we are going to place 2 more double crochet stitches, then we'll chain 2. In the next space we are going to place 3 double crochet stitches, then chain 2. Into the next space place 3 double crochet stitches. So for round 7 we are doing non-increase. We are placing 3 double crochet stitches into every space separated by a chain 2. Do that all round and I will meet you at the end of our round. So basically when you reach at the end of our round, we are just going to chain 2 and slip stitch as we have been doing for every other round, and then you go ahead to repeat this row until you have about 6.5 to 7 inches or you can measure your heart on your head to see that it fits, because we won't do any increases again. So I'll meet you when I think I have the length of my heart that I want. So this is me. I'm just going to chain 2 and close off this round after repeating row 7 many times. I think at this point I have about 15 rounds. So, and I'm just going to measure that for you guys to see how long the heart is. So at this point it's measuring 6.5. It could be 6.5 or 7 depending on the size of your head, so make sure to measure. I switched to a 2mm hook after doing the slip stitch because I want to do a round of single crochet stitches. So I'm just going to chain 1. I will do a round of single crochet stitches with a smaller size hook just to give the heart some fitting. Remember, in our chain 2 spaces we have 2 stitches right there, so do 2 single crochet stitches in all our chain 2 spaces, and then into the cluster of granny stitches you go into each stitch with a single crochet. So single crochet into every stitch all the way around, and I'm doing this with a smaller size hook so that my heart should fit on my head very well. Do that and I'll meet you at the end of the round, and now we'll proceed to adding our beads or pearls. I made it to the end of my round. I'm going to slip stitch into my very first single crochet stitch. Seems a little bit tough, but yeah, we go. And then I'll slip stitch again to the next stitch. Then I'm going to chain 1, and cut off my yarn. Because for the falling parts with the beads, I won't be using a double strand yarn. That's why I'm cutting my yarn off. I'm using a smaller hook, and there's no need for me to double the strand of my yarn. I want it to be thin. So just weave in the end that you cut, and we'll start with our pearls. Okay, I just need to grab my beads right now, my pearl beads. Yeah, I just got this from the shop. I'm going to cut it and use the beads for my heart. So you're just going to get a small size hook that can pass through the hole of whatever beads you want to use. So I bought a pack of small hooks. I can't tell you the size. It was just numbered from 1 to 10. So at least it can pass through my beads. That is what I'm going to be using. So I just grabbed a single strand of yarn. I'm going to make a slip stitch, and with my small hook I'm going to reattach my yarn, pull that loop through, then I'll chain 1 to secure that. Now proceed to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll grab my bead. I'll insert my hook through, yarn over, pull through the center of the bead, then I'll make a slip stitch into the loop on the hook, then I'll yarn over again, and I'll slip stitch into the loop on the hook, then I'll chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll slip stitch into that cluster of my granny stitch. Chain 1, sorry, I'll do a chain 1, not a slip stitch, and then I'll chain 5, grab another bead, insert my hook through, yarn over, pull through the hole on the bead, slip stitch into the loop on my hook, then yarn over again and slip stitch to the loop on my hook. Then I'll chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll do a single crochet into the next cluster of granny stitches. And this is what I'm going to repeat all round. This is how it is looking like. I'll just repeat this all round till I come back to my starting point. So let me just repeat this one more time. You chain 5, you grab your bead, insert your hook through the hole, yarn over, pull through the hole into your bead, and then you pull through the loop on your hook. You yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, then you chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you slip stitch into the next cluster of granny stitches. No, you do a single crochet, sorry, do a single crochet into the next cluster of granny stitches, and then you're going to repeat this all round to come back to your starting point. We have gone all round, and for the last one we are going to do a single crochet right where we started, and this is what we have. It looks so cute. So we are just going to end our round. I'll just do a slip stitch like this, chain 1 and cut off my yarn, and then I'll hide the tail of my yarn. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Please do leave a like, comment, share, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure to subscribe and check out other videos I have on my channel. I have so many videos on different type of hats. You can check them out, and God bless you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.